Could you please speak about if and how you experience strong feelings such as fear, anger, etc.? Can these still pop up once the oneness experience is established? Thank you. Hi, Anya. Once it's established, yeah, anger can still pop up. But I see it's something that expands. So, like the Lisa character's resistance to things expands over time, and dissipates. In the beginning, I was really passive because I was so blissed out, and I think there was part of me that it was so easy to be passive, and part of me believed that was maybe the way to be because it was such a strong shift. And part of it was because that's easy, you know, if you can be passive to everything, then that makes your life easier. But what it does if you're passive to everything is it gives other people control to your life. That sounds really weird, doesn't it? But if, say, you're living in a household with your mother, say, and you're really passive, then she always gets her way. So in a way, the household becomes dominated by her energy. So in the beginning, there was a momentum towards passivity, and then I began to realize that I had to stand up to people in my life, and in order to do that, I had to pay more attention to stories. Because when you're in passivity, or because really everything's a story and it's all nonsense and you don't need to pay attention to it. But I had to pay close attention to subtle feelings and then to stories. So if the mother, say for example, if you're living with your mother and if your mother's being over dominant, I had to pay attention to that she was being too bossy or that she was always getting her way. Because if you don't pay attention to those subtle feelings and thoughts, then you can just be blissed out and it can just all slide. So you have to sort of balance it appropriately. So in the beginning, I felt like I became a bit of a yes person. And if you become a yes person, then you're directed by other people's energies, and other people's energies aren't necessarily balanced. And I remember even having this feeling like I let the outside world direct me. And that's true to an extent. And I think that you could do that more if the rest of the world was balanced. And it's really beautiful to let that happen, to just have no idea of direction or way or having any will. It's really beautiful to experience that and to be like that. But it's not really very practical in the society that we live in. You become other people's food. But it's beautiful to experience that for a while. Like all of these things are conditionings and reconditionings and experiences that propel our experience forward and change our mind and expand us to new possibilities and help us go outside of the box. Ta-da! Yeah. So how does anger manifest in me? So normally what I feel is feelings predominantly first. So it's like an energy in the body, like anger is like fire. It's like friction of two things rubbing together, like, and it's normally an energy inside my body that's responding to an external energy. And then if I pay attention to that, I can hear like a subtle thought in it that's saying, this is inappropriate, or they shouldn't speak to me like this. And then sometimes it can loop onto old seeking patterns or old conditions way of being. So it can go into old loops. Yeah. And the same with fear. It's like a gurgling in the stomach. It's like a different energy from anger. It's like friction and fire. Fear is like a churning and a sucking maybe. Yeah. And in the end, none of it's true. So that's how it manifests in me. And it's like this delicate balance. Like being too passive, you'll become other people's will. Being too dominant, you'll become other people's will. So you have to find this middle balance. But knowing at the same time that it's not you doing it, that's something that happens. It's a happening. Thank you.